Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Sports Cabri with me, Aradhi and Rishi. And after a pretty long journey, actually, it was not that long, but it's been a nice little journey through this Champions Trophy. And we're here at the final fixture of the tournament. India play New Zealand. They've already played each other in the group stages. It was India that emerged victorious on that occasion. Will New Zealand give India a real go for their money in the final? Of course, it's happening in Dubai because India will not be traveling to Pakistan. Initially, it was supposed to happen in Lahore, but we always knew that if in the event that India did make it to the final, it was always going to be at Dubai. So that's where it's going to happen. India have played all their games here. Of course, they come with that bit of an advantage over their um, opponents in the final. We will be discussing this, and if you guys want, we can always chat about RCB and the UP Warriors. It's ongoing right now. RCB 101 for 4, 9.3 overs in. Not looking great because if we lose this, it's curtains. So yeah, Ellie Perry. We just lost Ellie Perry a few overs ago. And it looks like Richa Ghosh has carried one, but no, she's not out. Anyways, yeah, let's start. Rishi, bro, final India New Zealand. Are you at all nervous? Like at all?
Yeah, bro. This New Zealand team just won't go away. They have players who put us to the sword before. They have players who can, on their day, completely turn the fixture upside down. So yeah, while I'm not overly concerned, because I just feel that the quality that we have, like, bro, I feel as a team we're just far too superior. As an ODI team, we're just, in almost every department, we're looking really good. That is without even having to emphasize on our pace bowling. That's how good we have been. So, but yeah, while that applies, I still feel New Zealand are a good side, and on their day they have players who can completely turn the fixture upside down. So I'm somewhat cautious, but mostly confident. We should get the job done.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think there's nobody who's going to bet against India for this game at least. It looks like one of those that yeah, that really we should get the job done, dude. Like I don't think we should be too much at risk. But Adi, like bro, having seen what you've seen from New Zealand, they've done well. Especially, I think the only threat for me I see is, of course, Santner has bowled beautifully. Okay, like beautifully. I don't want to get like two ways. I think he's been very good. And sort of in that leadership role, he knows that he's the main bowler. There is no leg spinner to turn to for New Zealand, so he has to do his job. But if Rachin Ravindra can do what he did in the semi-final against South Africa, that is, he bowled pretty well in the semi-final. They turned to him seemingly because Matt Henry was off injured. But if in Dubai he can turn up and bowl a similar way, then effectively they've got two solid left-arm spinners against a very right-hand heavy batting order, right? And yeah, you've also got Michael Bracewell. So if Rachin, I think it comes down to whether how much Rachin Ravindra is going to give you the ball, whether he's going to be good enough to help these two spinners and be like sort of that solid third spin option through the middle overs. Um, but yeah, having said that, it's still going to be a mighty task for the Kiwis. Adi, what do you think, bro? What do you think is going to happen? Final.
I mean, for me, it's with Rachin Ravindra, I don't think he is a full-time bowler, and I don't think he is has that ability of consistency overall. I've seen him ball; it's pretty inconsistent in his line and length, and he does lose his line and length a lot. So I don't really with spinners, you need to have a consistent line and length and understand the pitch and play with the pitch. For me, it's not a huge threat of Rachin Ravindra bowling, at least from what I've seen. I think he's bowled with against India a lot also before. Like I remember even last World Cup, if I'm not wrong, he bowled, and I think Indian batsmen play them pretty easily. It's not something new. It's not something that's going to be groundbreaking for New Zealand. But I think on the other hand, I think with India and New Zealand, I think New Zealand knowing being the only team who's played here twice, at least coming and playing a game.
Yeah.
I mean, that can be a better advantage for them than before because, like, last time they didn't know how the which worked. And you don't know how conditions are, you don't know what the weather is going to go be like for you, so it is going to be different for you. Playing second time, maybe you have better understanding, maybe you can plan your game a better game strategy better, and also you might have different game plans now coming into the final because you know what's happened last time. So in that sense, yeah, it can be different. I don't know if Matt Henry is playing or not tomorrow, by the way, so that'll also be big, because if he's not playing, I don't know who is going to come in for him anyways. So in that sense, I think they'll have to bring Conway in. I'm not sure what they'll have to do with their batting lineup, just for the fact that they can play Rachin as a bowler also in some Matt Henry. So yeah, I feel like overall it's going to be a different contest to last time. I think New Zealand's batting will be better this time compared to the previous time, and I actually think if New Zealand play cricket in a smarter way than they played last time. I think they gave away the wicket too early, and also they couldn't really push for singles and play out between the gaps, etc. If they do that this time, I think they can win the game. But yeah, we'll have to see what happens.
Yeah. Arun is asking, it's a 50-50. One thing is certain that Rohit is winning that toss. Is he winning that toss? Bro, it's not gone his way for a while now. Question is
Ironically,
straightforward.
the last time we won was World Cup
Is
2023.
it?
No, the last that we didn't even win that. No,
I
the
don't
toss.
know.
No, I think
Uh,
it was
question
coming
is,
through.
yeah, is it as straightforward as batting first? I think batting first is has been the popular option just simply because of the fact that Dew will come in to the game a little later on. It is a longer game. Um, that's probably been the popular choices to bat first. Rishi, like again, bro, like given that uh sorry, to bowl first, that the Dew could come in, would you want to bowl first?
No, bro. I mean, yeah, actually, yeah, it just makes sense to actually bowl first, put a target, and then put them under pressure. And I mean, sorry, bowl, make them set a total and then chase it, because it's always better. Like once we have, because it's not going to be a high scoring game for sure. Like the way the games in Dubai has turned out, it's for sure not going to be a high scoring game. And even if it does, we know we'll have a tempo to follow. We'll have a score to chase or a run rate to maintain. That's always better than having that uncertainty of, okay, is this much enough? Is this much enough? Like I feel with our batting also, like we have players who can, because our batsmen have shown great temperament. Like be it Virat, be it Iyer, be it Kale in the last game, they've shown that okay, like whatever the total is, we have the patience. We will play the long game and chase it down patiently. So when you have that sort of maturity, it only makes sense that we chase the game peacefully if it is up to us. That is.
Yeah, like Adi mentioned, I was also saying they'll probably extend the batting by adding Conway for Matt Henry and use Rachin Ravindra as another option. So they effectively they've got like four spinners. You've got Rachin Ravindra, you also got Glenn Phillips who can bowl a few, and he's proved more than handy on occasions that he's come in. I can't seem to remember. Like, have you guys noticed Dio coming in? I have not really. Like, I can't seem to
Not this
remember
tournament at least.
Dio
Like it
playing a
hasn't
major part
affected as
at
much this
all.
time as last, or like in previous IPLs at least.
Yeah, yeah, same. So like, I haven't really noticed it really coming into play. But again, that's why I'm saying like I'm just thinking about all the tosses that happened. I think it has been quite popular for the team winning the toss to bat first.
Bad first.
Yeah, so which is pretty interesting given that the given Dew is going to. I'm sure like captains would have thought Dew could play a part, but it doesn't look like it has particularly gone that way. So it's an interesting one. But yeah, are you guys happy with India batting second? Because they've been brilliant with the ball, and it just looks like that much more comfortable when we bowl first and we schedule teams for like 260, 250, and then the batters can go about their business quite at a good tempo. Are you happy with India bowling first if they win the toss?
I mean, I think with the toss, I think batting first is better in my opinion. Coming to the finals, I just think it's easier to set a total and play out, the second innings. Where I think, pitch gets a bit more deteriorated after, full heat playing in the heat. So I think it is For me, at least, I think it's a bit more different in the night. But and I don't think there's been dew all this time. I don't know if it's going to change for this match. But again, it depends on the pitch they're going to use. It depends on a lot of things. But from New Zealand perspective, I think it's better for them to just bat first. Like for example, because if they win the toss, I would rather them bat first, and for them to score runs. Because last time looking at them play, it was a bit tough for them to play throughout the 50 overs and play the target. So I think if New Zealand get a chance to bat first, I think it's better for them to score a pretty whatever they can score, and then you have to ball a bit more tighter, and I think that's where their bowling will come into this thing. Like, okay, now we have 250, 260, 270 to defend. We'll have to ball a certain style, and I think that helps. But also, to be fair with India, I think they like chasing also, if you want to put it like that, because for example, if it's a 250, 260 target, like like Rohit generally likes to go aggressive in the beginning to score as much runs as possible, and then the rest of the order to come and whatever play whatever the situation is. I think that's the plan, and I think that suits them better. I think
Yeah.
it's going to be a bit of both. So we'll have to see. It'll be interesting to see what you know they do. Like, I think it'll be interesting to see what if India wins the toss. Like, if they win the toss, what will they do? Because
Yeah,
I
India
think,
have lost all four tosses, by the way. Uh,
yeah, that's the thing.
and on those four occasions, New Zealand are the only team that have decided to chase, with the rest deciding that they wanted to bat first. So
Well,
it's an
it
interesting.
doesn't work out both anyway, so you can't say much.
Yeah, but I mean, like the only interesting thing is that the overwhelming decisions to bat first, simply because I don't know if they thought you could be a factor, but clearly hasn't turned out that way, so it's fine. Um, but yeah, just moving on from that, Rishi, same team for India, like no changes, bro. No Harshit Rana. Keep it going with Varun Chakravarti itself.
Bro, our entire game plan has been based on, like, our superiority when it comes to spin. Like, why change it now? Like, our spin department has been too good. Like, bro, I can't find a fault. Like, okay, like, even with Kuldeep Yadav not being at his best, or being far from his best, to be fair, like, we have managed to, like, skittle every other team. Like, and Hardik Pandya is like, it's not like he's at this point he's bowling like a part-time option. Like, he's able to complete 10 overs at like at comfortable rate if needed. So it's not like he's also getting hit for run. So if needed, we always have that second pace option. So yeah, like, maybe if these games were in Lahore, then it's in, or Pakistan, any other place in Pakistan, it's a different conversation. But the way we're going now, bro, don't even bother changing anything. Just go with the same lineup.
Yeah, yeah. And Arunov saying it's a matter of Kohli's wicket in the chase. Don't think the other players have got the poise in them to chase a 270 plus score in ICC finals. Bat first, hopefully. I would slightly like to differ, because I think Shreyas Iyer has been in the form of his life heading into this
Hmm.
tournament. In this tournament, um, he's looking a different player. Again, we don't know. Obviously, these guys have not been in ICC finals chasing. Virat has been in a few, but I think there's not that much pressure in the Champions Trophy. Like, if India didn't win this final, I don't think people would rip their heads off. Like, it's not a World Cup final. It's not that pressure of, oh, we haven't won a World Cup in so many years, we have to win it. Like, it's not the
No, but at
same
the same
pressure.
time, not
Not the
not
same
really.
pressure.
But we've had a venue just for us. Every other team is coming here. They're having to sit through multiple flights. We're playing in the same ground, staying in the same hotel. Like, the luxury we've had, I don't think any other team has ever had for a tournament. So
No, I
I like,
agree.
there should be questions asked, bro. It's not like, with the kind of luxury we've had, like, everything, bro. We've gone in. We're playing four spinners at this point. Like, no other team has had the certainty to do that.
No,
So
I agree, but still, like, you don't you think, like, at the end of the day, you have to play very good cricket to win every single game you're playing.
of
Like,
course we have to.
If India
If we
loses,
don't turn up, of course we can lose any game. But we have we already have a very good set of cards in our hand. Now, if the other player, if the other team has even better set of cards, if they play much better cricket than us, then of course, like, we hold our hands up. We're like, okay, we tried. But if we just don't bother showing up, if we just completely have a collapse, then obviously questions need to be asked, bro.
I mean, yeah, I think for
Need to
me
be
at
asked
least,
at who then?
huh?
At who should the questions be asked to?
Whoever,
To
whoever, if it's a systematic, if the whole batting fails, then the whole batting, or whoever collapses, them. If the bowlers get skittled, the bowlers, because they've been consistent throughout. But if they can't show up, it's them. So yeah, if it's
yeah,
as
but
a
what
team
are the
we
questions
collapse,
need
it's
to be asked? Like,
Yeah, bro. I think even if India lose this final, like for me, even from a fan's perspective, I wouldn't be that disappointed. I feel like first of all, for me, like from just like a general perspective, I think the value of the Champions Trophy has reduced like over the years. It's just not as important a tournament as it used to be. Um, it's a major ICC event, I understand, but I don't know. Like, let's see. But yeah, if they fail, for me again, like for me, I think it's you lose one game in 5 games, bro. Like, I can't be overly critical of that. Like,
bro,
and
that's two times in a row though. Like, what do you mean? If you
where two
lose
times in a row,
only
right? We won the T20 World Cup final.
no, but World Cup, right? ODI cricket. It's been twice in a row that happened.
Like, that's fine. Like, that's okay. Like again, like I wouldn't be too harsh on them. But I still think India will get the job done.
So
I
are you
don't
saying
think.
if you're the best team in the world, have everything for you, and if you're losing twice in both favorable conditions, you can't be critical or harsh on the team, especially when the World Cup you should have won and the Champions Trophy you should win in terms of condition being on your side. You have the best team in the world, you have the best spinners in the world, best batsmen in the world. You can't
But
be like,
that
yeah,
doesn't
it's
say for
fine to
anything.
lose.
So if
Like,
so, that's the thing, right? Like with conditions. Okay, the US T20 World Cup conditions and
no, I'm
all
not
are
talking about
good.
T20, I'm talking about ODI though.
But
Like
that's what
that's
I'm
what.
saying. Like, yeah, it's fine that it's all great that the conditions are in your favor. At the end of the day, like I can't blame them for not winning a final when they won every other game. Like the 50 over World Cup, I think, bro,
I
we
mean,
were by
that's
far
what
the
tournament is, right? So what's the point of playing a tournament and saying let's win the first five matches but lose the final? Like
no,
you
but
can't.
that's
You
the
have to
thing.
question that.
When
Like,
how
what's the
many
point of
times has
playing?
India lost? We're acting like every final India loses. Like I've
Bro,
never.
you think about that. Last out of like what last three finals we played in ODI, we lost all three finals if you want to put it in that way. Or last two, sorry. So if you lose this
And we
one, it'll
won
be
the two
three.
before that.
What? Rahul, you were talking about before that was when? In 2013. That was 12 years ago.
Yeah, 2013 and 2011. That's what I'm saying. 2017 is 8 years ago. Like it's a long
No,
time.
yeah, but the whole point is you asked when was the last time we lost. My point is it's not a point of when was the
No,
time last time we
I'm
lost.
saying we're acting like India lose like every like 50 over
Bro,
finals. Right?
you
That's not
want
true.
to compare like that? Look at India in the World Cup versus Australia in the World Cup. They didn't have the best World Cup. I think they lost to who? They lost to what? I don't remember who, but they lost to a team that was not that great. They lost to India, etc., and they weren't in the best form. They had to like fight for their lives to come to the semifinals. They came into the semifinals. They won with pretty much, at least with good amount of ease. In the finals, they comfortably won. So what's the point of saying India? Like you can't be harsh on them when they played such a good tournament. You have to put your skill sets in the finals. That's what matters, right? Like that's the whole point of playing tournament cricket or like football or any sport. Like the whole point is the best team has to win means they have to win the final. It's like it doesn't matter if you do whatever did until the finals and you lose it. Like it's normal in every tournament. It's not about winning all games. It's about winning the crucial games. That's what sports is played for. So how can you say it's okay?
No, I agree. I'm not saying it's not okay to lose. I'm not saying it's okay to lose. I'm just saying I would not go and bite their heads off because they lost this final. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like
but bro, so
I
are you
don't
saying
like
it's
it. Of
okay to
course, I
fail
want
in
to win.
finals
Of
every
course, it's
time?
nice. Of course, it's nice to win. Like there's nothing better than for me. Like I just place like if you put like a marquee test series, for example, or like versus the Champions Trophy, I would go marquee test series. Like a test series away win in Australia or England would for me hold more relevance than winning a Champions Trophy, which I at least right now
But
I
that's not the
don't.
point. The point is you're playing a tournament, right? And at the end of the day, if you're out there putting 100% effort, if you're trying to win and everybody wants to win and you're still not able to win, the whole point is you have to talk with the character of the team. Like, what is the point of playing tournaments if you're not ready to win the tournaments,
No,
right?
no, I'm of course
2019,
I'm saying it's not like the players are not ready to win the tournaments. That's what I'm saying. I'm sure they're trying to win the tournament. It's not
it's
like they're
not about
putting the
trying.
best
Everybody
players.
is trying, but
Yeah,
the
but
whole point is like,
what I'm saying is like there is like a human element to it where like nobody wins every game, and that's just
what?
how it is. So
Nobody wins every
like
game for sure, but Rahul, the whole point is it's consistently happening. It's not that it's once in a blue moon,
it's
twice
not
in a blue.
consistently happening. That's what I'm saying.
Bro,
Where
you want me to talk about 2015 semifinals lost, 2017 final lost, 2019 semifinal lost, 2021, 2023 we lost in the finals, right, against Australia. And tomorrow we lose, will be five finals within the past whatever years, like within the past
semi-final is
decade.
not final, bro. Like now you're
It's still
that.
a knockout game,
How
Rahul.
would
You
I be,
can't.
bro?
No,
That time
no.
2011 quarterfinals also used to be there. 2015 also quarterfinals used to be. I'll go and tell quarterfinalists they lost.
No,
Like
there was no quarterfinals in 2015. There was only
okay,
semifinals and
2011
finals.
there was quarterfinal, bro.
Yeah, but we won the World Cup there. That's the whole point. Like, imagine India in 2011, they won every game, but they lost in the finals. It wouldn't have mattered.
okay. I mean,
If you
again, I
want
guess like again, it's just difference in opinion, bro. Like I don't think it's that big a deal if they lose. Also, I'd say it'd be nice to win, man. Even with the asterisk on the trophy, I still want to win. I'd want to win too. Like that's and the thing is, yeah, and be serial champions. Yeah, I think the thing with me is like even if India don't win this trophy, I see the remarks about Arsenal and RCB, but yeah, uh, even if we don't win this, I think people still will say India are the best team in the world. That's my thing. Like it's not for me. Like just because you won the Champions Trophy, I don't think people are going to think differently about it. That's my opinion. I think even if we lose the Champions Trophy, people will still. If you go and ask anyone who's the best team in the world, they will say India is the best team in the world.
Rahul, after
so,
the World
bro,
Cup final, like it was a common consensus that at that point in and around that 2023 World Cup,
Hmm.
even before, throughout the tournament, maybe after, okay, like some people had their doubts. Like the common consensus was that okay, India are by far the best ODI team. But what is the point? Like
No,
if you can't
Arishi, I
turn up.
think the 50 over World Cup is a different story. That's what I'm saying. Like the 50 over World
Yeah,
Cup
I'm,
has a
I'm talking
lot
about 50
more
over World Cup. Like
attached to it.
again, it would have been 50 over World Cup then 2 years ago, and now Champions Trophy. That's
That's
if
the
I'm
thing.
telling
It's
if
not
we
the same. It's not the
it
same.
is, Rahul.
No, how are we saying the Champions Trophy and the 50 over World Cup are on the same level? Of course not.
It
Like
is
the
pretty
50 over
much
World
similar in terms of winning a
Rahul, for
tournament. That's the
us,
whole
No,
point.
bro, like that any
Yes.
tournament you play is similar. If you play
Yeah,
a tournament against Bangladesh,
any
it's
top
similar.
ICC tournament, like if you're playing the World Cups of
There is
T20
no.
ODI, and if you're playing
I'm just
Champions
saying there
Trophy,
is top ICC tournament. There is no top ICC tournament. There are only ICC tournaments.
yeah, but
Like
this is the major ones. At the end of the day, you have to win all these. Like you have no other
Rahul,
tournament as a nation to
are
play in.
these
Like,
teams
what else you go for?
sending their best possible teams? Like, of course, Australia, their initial squad had their best players who got injured,
dude,
and if possible, every team is sending their
have you
best
okay,
team
Rishi,
possible.
have you heard Mitchell Stark's reasons for not playing this tournament?
He pulled out due to personal
Yeah, and he's
reasons.
explained what personal reasons are.
I
What are
think
they?
for him it was more of concentrating on Test cricket, and I think that's what it is. It's because he's
Yeah, so
played so much
that's
of
what I'm
Test cricket
saying.
over
My
time.
point is, it's not like a Champions Trophy is that big a tournament that oh, even like a Mitchell Stark who went on the Willow Talk podcast and he said like, and they asked him what are these personal reasons. Literally took like seconds to some time to think about it, and then he said, "Yeah, actually, you know what? Like we've got the big summer coming up. We've got the final coming up, WTC final coming, and then we've got a tour to West Indies. I mean, like." If it was that big an ICC
Yeah,
event,
If it
he
but
was
would
for
be
if it
him
was
it was,
that
playing the
if
bro,
it was
there's a
tournament.
that
trade-off for one player, but why are you talking only about one player? That's the whole
No,
point.
if it was like
Like
that,
Virat
Rahul,
Kohli is
I can
out
give
there,
you a
right?
Dude, my
parallel.
point is,
Like I can give you
Mitchell
a
Stark,
parallel
it's not
that
just
based
one
off
player.
just based off of this tournament, Josh Butler resigned from captaincy. Now, if it was not that big of a deal, they'd be like, okay, you know what, we have other white ball tournaments to focus on. Why would okay, it's not that big of a
I'm
deal.
not saying it's not a big tournament. I'm not saying that it is not a major. It is a major ICC tournament. We know. My point is simple that it's not even close to the magnitude of a World Cup. Like you lose a World Cup final, bro. That's insane. Like you will listen to that story 100 times. If you lose a
Okay,
Champions
so
Trophy
so
final,
if
it's
we had
not that. It's not
Rahul,
No,
the.
but
if
the
we had
whole
won, if we
wait,
had
wait,
It's
wait,
won
not
the
the
one
World Cup
ICC.
second.
final,
I don't.
if we had won the World Cup final, then we have merit in saying that okay, fine, you know what, we lost this fine. We've gone on and lost that final, and now if we are holding our hands up and saying, you know what, we were the better team overall through the tournament, so we'll take that consolation prize, then we're not really in a position where we can say okay fine, like we can afford to lose this. No, this is all the more reason why we have to try and close like see it to the end. We can't just be like we've been the better team throughout the tournament, so that is fine. We have the moral victory. They can keep the trophy. We can keep the moral victory. Like if we had won the tournament, won the 50 over World Cup, then there's some leverage. But we don't have anything to show for. So that added pressure is there on us, and it should be there to have some silverware. If you're so-called the better team, best ODI team, best white ball team, okay, fine. T20 is different. We won it. But to be the best white ball or 50 over team, we have to have some silverware to show for it. If Australia is taking one home, if New Zealand is taking one home, what is the merit? Like what we beat England at home? Is that our achievement? Like, do we have that to show for? Is that enough?
No, I don't think it's enough to show that. Okay, that's exactly what I'm saying. I think the World Cup is the best way to prove that you are the best white ball team. There's no
Mhm.
doubt about it. Winning the Champions Trophy, winning I don't think so. I think the World Cup is
It is.
You think winning the Champions Trophy is tougher than winning the World Cup?
Quality is higher, right? Because you end up playing top 8 over top 12, top 10 teams. So it is technically
Adi,
tougher because
how in the World Cup you play every single team,
Rahul,
every
the whole
single team,
point is you're also
and it's a
for
top
this.
four.
No, but the point is here you're still playing the same teams, but in a very small stage, and it's also high quality cricket. That's what he tries. I mean, I think that makes sense because playing top 8 teams versus playing top 10 teams, you're not playing
You're
teams
not
like
playing
Ireland.
all. The
You're not.
point is, you're not even playing all 8 teams. You're playing 3 teams,
You're playing 5 teams.
3 teams, and two potentially not even five. India have played 4 teams totally in the Champions Trophy.
Yeah, but at least at the end of the day, you play 4 to 5, and that's still you're playing the toppest of the top, bro. It's like saying, is it easier to win the Premier
Bro,
League or
what
just
is
winning?
okay? You genuinely think winning the Champions Trophy is harder than winning the World Cup?
I think it's on the same level. That's my point.
Oh,
That's why I try.
that
There
bro,
is,
I
you
can't
can't tell
believe
me there's any
you guys are
difference when
talking.
all the teams are still coming to win every game they can, and it's
Bro,
the same
clearly
team.
not. Mitchell Stark, who is Australia's ace bauler,
You're
has
talking only
decided
about
to
one
opt
player, bro.
out
Like you've
of the
only spoken about
tournament.
one player.
Clearly shows you how
But you're
seriously
only
he
speaking
takes
about
it.
one player just because it's Stark doesn't value because he
It's
values
not
testo.
Stark doesn't value.
It is. No,
If Australia
no,
valued the
we're
tournament,
talking
if
about one player
Australia
though.
if Australia
Now,
valued the tournament
Australia are
that
the
much,
only team right now who can afford to overlook the Champions Trophy because they won the 50 over World Cup. Da.
And they're in playing a World Test Championship. But again, I disagree to it
bro.
because Cummins
One
really.
second, if you guys are saying that these two tournaments are on the same standing, even if I
No, they're
won the
not on
World
the
Cup,
same standing. They're
But
I
it's
don't
the
think they are on the
same
same standing.
level.
But it's not like
even if
the quality and the difference is huge. It's like
Yeah,
the
exactly.
difference in like in champions.
I'm
I
not
mean,
saying
in
that
football
I'm not
terms,
So
saying
it's
it's
not
yeah,
like
exactly.
a
yeah.
Premier League versus
What
FA
you're
Cup.
saying,
This is not the
you're
same
making
thing.
it sound like the difference is like Champions League and say Carabao Cup or something. While it's not
Exactly.
Bro,
that
It's the
big of a
same
difference.
teams. You're
You're
playing the
playing the
same
same
teams in a
team.
shorter tournament. It's just that. It's like,
Like,
bro, it's like
of course,
saying,
if the Australian World Cup core winning squad, if they want to pull out of this, okay, fine. They won the World Cup 2015. They won the World Cup. They are the defending World Test Championship holders. They have another World Test Championship final coming, so they have more than enough reasons to pull out for it. So, fine, fair enough. Like, okay, you don't want to play this tournament, fine. Like, but India, I don't think we're in a position where we can simply say, you know what, even if we don't win, it's not that big of a tournament. This is the biggest after World Cup. This is our best chance to have some sort of redemption. Like, we can't take this lightly in any. Like, we don't have that luxury, bro. No.
bro. I mean, I still don't like. I think even if
we're saying
India wins
it's
the Champions Trophy, bro, to my life it would make no difference. I think if we won the World Cup, it would definitely make a lot more difference. Like to me, the Champions Trophy, like it's a great bro. How many do you guys even remember the Champions? Who won the 2009 Champions Trophy? Where did India finish?
Won
No,
the
I'm asking you
in
where India
2009.
finished. Where did India finish? Do you remember?
I don't remember where India finished because I didn't
Exactly.
watch.
So
I was
no
a
one
9-year-old
cares.
kid. I didn't watch cricket that time, so
Because
I
no one
don't know.
cares, bro. 2015 World Cup, you'll know what
I
India
know
did.
what happened in 2017 and I know what happened in 2013. That's the two last Champions trophies I
But that
watched.
is
Like,
because we won those tournaments and like we played in the final in the other. Like
yeah, though that's my
otherwise,
point.
bro, the
I know
Champions
what
Trophy is
happened.
not. If it was as big as the World Cup, you would remember like every winner or like every
Do you
final.
remember who we lost to in 2015 World Cup? Like India.
We didn't get out of the groups.
We played the semifinals. Look, this is
We didn't.
exactly my point.
Oh,
We
sorry.
played the semifinals, Rahul. See?
Okay. Okay.
What? Come on. Like that's the thing. It doesn't matter. Like you can lose memory of anything. Like I can ask you any games, you might lose the memory of
No,
it.
but
But
my
the whole
point is like I know what you're talking about. Like, okay, yeah, now you got me in the sense that like I thought we didn't get out of the groups, but yeah, we
no,
did
but
play the semi-final. My point is I remember the semi-final at least. Like as in I have
but
memory of
don't you not remember this final of
dude, or
2017?
like no, or just in general, 2017. I remember the final. The point is, if you go through the history, like, will you know every Champions Trophy winner? You won't, but you know every single World Cup winner because you know it's a bigger tournament. There's no doubt that the World Cup is a bigger
But you
tournament.
do know, like to an extent, even with the Champions Trophy,
You
it
really
doesn't
don't.
matter, bro. Like,
You really don't.
bro, can you name me every Premier League winner? Can you name me every champion? You have a Champions League winner.
Every
You
World
can't.
Cup winner I can name you. Even right now, I can name you every World Cup winner from
Of
the
what?
beginning. Every cricket World Cup winner.
Yeah, that is easy because you might have legit looked at it, and it's not only about me and you; it's about the
I
entire
would have.
world. Like people
Why
see.
would I have legit looked at it? Even if I did legit look at it,
Then how would you know, brother?
huh?
You would have tried to go and look up like who's won the World Cup, and that's why
Why
you know.
would I
That's
do
the only
that?
point.
Because of course it's a much more valuable tournament, bro. If in nine, if okay,
Nobody's telling it's not a valuable tournament, bro. Like the whole
it's
point is
a
the level of winning a Champions Trophy versus World Cup is pretty similar. That's the point. You can't say there's a huge difference in gulf of winning a Champions Trophy and World Cup. What is the difference here? Can you tell me? Like explain that. Like I don't see what's the
yeah.
difference.
I do. I can tell you.
You're
I can
facing the
tell you.
top teams
If you go
again.
and
You're
ask,
facing the
bro,
top
I'm
players
sure
Yeah, like
again.
Adi.
the
If you
only
go,
subpar,
bro.
like
Oh
on
my god.
paper, the only subpar team we faced are Bangladesh.
Dude, you guys are taking this so like literally. If you okay, you go and
We
watch
have
any
to.
interview. One
We
second, if
we
you go and
have to.
one sec, if
Bro,
you
bro,
go
bro,
and
wait, 1 second. In international cricket, what are the ways to understand if you're the best team in the world? Right now,
can
in
I
Test
put my
cricket,
point across? If you go and watch any interview of any cricketer, what will be the one tournament they'll be like, Arey, like what is the one thing that you're eyeing for? I want to win the World Cup. What is Rohit
that
Sharma
is
giving
normal in
you?
every
One
sport. That
second.
is,
I want to win the
bro,
World Cup.
that is normal in
Even
every
if the
sport.
champions,
Like,
okay, dude. My point
you
is
look at
even if
football, it's the
the
same
Champions
thing.
Trophy, the Champions Trophy was remotely close to the World Cup, they would at least mention it. Nobody even mentions the
Bro,
Champions
like
Trophy.
that doesn't make
It
sense, Rahul.
shows you
Like,
that it does
wait.
make sense.
Dude,
It
wait.
shows
Your
you
Yeah,
logic
if
doesn't
where
make
it
sense.
is
one
in
second,
I'll
the
give you an
if you
example.
priorities.
if you ask a footballer what is your ultimate dream, they will also say World Cup. Now, for a
World Cup.
European, will that mean winning a Euro is bad, or for a South American, winning a Copa America is bad? Just because they don't mention it doesn't mean it's not important for them.
I'm
Exactly.
not saying it's not important. I'm just saying that it's not as important, right? Like there is
It
a
is not
clear
as important,
there is a
agreed. But
clear
but how
gap.
how how big is the difference? How big is the difference? Like
I
you're
think it
saying it as if
matters.
it's a huge difference. Like
I
you're saying
think
it
it's a
doesn't make
huge
a.
difference. I genuinely think it's a huge
We're
difference.
playing we're playing teams which are we're
Okay,
not
but like,
any with all due respect to
Bro,
like these teams
bro,
like
the
the US
fact
and
that Pakistan made
Netherlands.
it to the 27 Champions Trophy final is testament to the fact of how big a tournament this is.
I mean, we
sorry,
ultimately lost to them, didn't we?
bro, you
Yeah,
lost.
that is because
Yeah,
they had one
exactly.
good game but they won it. Like they had a
So
terrible tournament. Like they lost like what some 2 3 games or something.
Bro,
Like
that
they had
shows that it shows that if you're the best team, you need to win the finals. That's the whole point. You
yeah, like
can't give
otherwise,
reasons.
my
I don't
point
otherwise
get
is
this
they
from
weren't
mentality,
the
from
bro.
best team.
2019,
The
our
point is
only
they were not
achievement,
the best
our
team.
only achievement from 2019 or 2020 till 2025 is where this best streets won't forget team. Like what? But it's like some Tottenham under Pochettino. We don't have anything to show for. We just have okay. Like we're some. We used to play good cricket at times, but when it mattered, we bottled. Like that's
Bro, we
that's
have
that's
two
gonna be
ODI
what
World
we're
Cups.
remembered for.
Listen, we have two ODI World Cups, two T20
But
World
we're
Cups.
talking about right now, Rahul. We're
We're
talking about
talking
modern
about right,
cricket.
yeah. Like
We're not talking about what India did before. Like that's the point.
again,
And
like
at a point of time,
T20 World Cup, T20 World Cup is a relatively new thing. Also, and it's a whole separate conversation. Test also, it's a whole separate conversation. I'm talking about 50 over World Cup because still 50 over World Cup and 50 over format is the flagship format of cricket.
Where there have been three World Cups since we won the World Cup. In one of those World Cups, we played amazing cricket. The other two, one we lost in the semis, and one both we lost in the semis.
bro, since
Nothing
those
to
three
tell me
World
that this
Cup,
team is not
how
good.
many World Cups have Australia won versus India? You tell me.
The
Since those
best
three World
streets
Cups,
won't forget
Australia won two.
team
and
we beat.
India
I'm not taking away the fact that Australia is a brilliant
exactly
team
two
and I
versus
think
zero. So that's the point, bro. At the end of
I'm
the
not
mentality
taking
is
I'm
you
not
to win.
taking away anything from Australia. That's my point is
Nobody is telling
just
it's
because
okay to lose
India has
finals
not
if you're
won those.
winning.
I'm saying only just because India have not won those tournaments, it doesn't make India some insane like failure. Like it's we
We're
don't
not a
become
bad,
No,
we're
it
not a
is a
horrible
fact.
team.
That is what
We're
it
not a
means.
horrible team, but we're not a great, as great of a team as people mention us to be either. If we can't be there on the day. Like, what's the point of the whole build up? Okay, we've been playing consistently throughout. Fine, fair enough. So we are a good cricketing side, but are we the best cricketing side? No, you can't just openly declare us the best cricketing side when other teams are coming in, like, dancing in front of us and taking the trophy away. Like that's not fair. And ultimately, on the day, if they're playing better cricket, of course they deserve to be there on the day, like on the final. It's not like they got to be in the final because of some luck. So if they are there, it's on their own merits, and if they're beating us, that's also on their own merits. So how are we saying we're the best cricketing side or we play amazing cricket? Like, fine, we played good cricket, we're good cricketing sides, but there's a difference. And for a team like us that hasn't been able to, like, get over the line, I don't think we should disrespect any tournaments. Like, it's not like we have 5, 6, 7 tournaments to prove our merit. We literally, in 50 overs, we literally have the two. And in one tournament, we're pretty much filtering out all the, like, all the smaller nations. We're literally playing all the big teams. So what is our excuse to not win? If anything, the competition is tougher here. Like, okay, Pakistan, with all their problems, at the end of the day, they're still Pakistan. So fine, we played Bangladesh, fine, we played Pakistan, we played West Indies, we're playing Australia, next we're playing New Zealand. So these are all quality sides. So, like, what really is our excuse? They are also putting their, other than Australia not having their ace pacer, these are pretty much the strongest sides they can put out. It's not like they're sending their associate teams or their B team or C team and all of their players are sitting out. So what is our excuse for saying that, okay, we can take this lightly? Like, it's not like we won a trophy. It's not like this team has gotten over the line. So yeah,
No,
it's
I'm
in
not
front of
saying.
us.
The point is they're not taking it lightly. I'm sure India are going
Mm.
out there to win the tournament. That's not like there's no two ways about it. They're playing some good cricket. They're playing some brilliant cricket, to be fair. So I expect India to fully win this. There's no, like, nobody is saying that they would. I don't think any of us are saying New Zealand are favorites going into this. But yeah, like, yeah, I mean, just in terms of importance, I just don't see this tournament as that big a marker. But anyways, let's wrap
So
it up.
what is the
Who's
marker as a cricketing team? Then you tell
For
me.
me, it's the World Cup. For me, in the 50 over format, it is the 50 over World Cup. That's what I'm saying basically.
So
Um,
you think if you win the World Cup, it's you're the best, or else you're not there, huh?
I'm not saying you become the best, but I'm saying if there is a marker that says, okay,
So
like
what
I've
is the
been,
marker then?
that's what I'm
Like,
saying. I'm saying if I had to say that this is my top achievement in ODI cricket, it would be to win the 50 over World Cup. That would be my
yeah,
biggest.
but like my
Okay, no,
point is, you
so
said India is the
we
best team
haven't.
in the world,
Wait.
but
Let
it's
me ask.
fine then.
Yeah, we haven't won the 50 over World Cup. Okay, like, we've
Mhm.
been probably the better cricket playing side for the most of the tournament. Australia have had their moments. They won when it mattered. They won, and now the story is pretty much the same. On our day, we're playing in a separate ground, separate venue. All that, you put that aside, we're still playing the most consistent cricket. Now, on the day, like, what is our next best chance? This is pretty much our redemption story. So if we don't win this, do you not see that we have a problem, that we cannot get through, we cannot beat the final hurdle?
This is what I'm saying. Even if we win this tournament, to me, I don't think we've crossed that. To me, it'll never seem to me like, oh yeah, we have achieved something spectacular, or we've crossed that final hurdle
Why
or
not?
whatever. I don't see the Champions Trophy as that important a tournament. That's
Okay,
exactly
bro, Rahul,
the
tell me
perspective
one.
thing. I
Bro,
don't
tell me
see.
one
For
thing.
me, if there is a redemption story or whatever, it has to come in the 27 World Cup.
Okay, tell me one thing. Okay,
Mm,
a team goes without winning a trophy for a very long time
mm.
because they're just not able to win tournaments. At the end of the day, if you're playing a tournament, it's there out there to win the tournament, right? For example, go back after since 2013. Okay, if Pakistan, if England, Australia come out and have to have a conversation with them, and you say we have been the best team in the world, etc. And they'll ask you what is the last time you when is the last time you won a trophy, like etc. Can you what will you say? It's like it doesn't matter to win a trophy. It's okay because we lost to Pakistan in the World Cup Champions Trophy. It's fine because at the end of the day we were the best team in the Champions Trophy. I don't think it makes sense. Telling same thing with England and Austria when they won two World Cups. Like where can you sit and say we are the best team in the world?
I don't see.
Even
I
if,
don't think. Okay, best team. Maybe I probably pushed it a little far, but I would still consider India to be like among the top two nations easily in the. I think after Australia, we are the
I
best.
mean, we reached both the
But
finals, so we technically
yeah,
are the top two
yeah. So
nations, no?
that's what I'm saying. Like after Australia, who probably have been the most ICC like successful team, I would put India only like next. Like I don't think like
Exactly,
there's
you
anyone
can
else.
tell that. But now you go have a conversation with an England fan, for example. They're gonna
Yeah.
say, "Bro, we won the World Cup. You didn't win the World Cup recently," and
Yeah,
that's how
good
it
for
goes.
you.
Like
That good, you won the World Cup, but unfortunately, you are absolutely like nowhere in the picture in white ball cricket.
exactly, you can
You
say
have,
that, but as a
yeah,
fan's
I can say
perspective, it
that
doesn't
because like,
matter.
dude,
Bro, what? Bro, are you saying in
knocked out of
sports what matters? Like, what talks? Can you tell me of success? Like, if you're saying we're the best team in the world, what talks? If Dortmund won the Champions League last year, they could come and say we are the best team in Europe because we won the Europe Champions League. But can they say that because they came till the finals? No, they can't. That's the whole point. If Real Madrid lost the
I don't
finals,
think Dortmund could say that they are the best team in the world even if they won the Champions League. So that's how I look
bro,
at it. That's my
But
the
they
perspective.
whole
have
point is
the
you can
merit for
say
that.
that. That's when you can say we're the champions of Europe. You can't say
Yeah,
we're
I
the
they have
best
the
team in Europe
they
without
have the
winning the
merit
Champions
for
League.
that. Like
Hmm?
they have the hard line merit. They have the proof for that.
Exactly.
Like
Even if you think
are
it's
they
not,
That is
you
see
can
what I'm
say.
saying. Like
from a
my
football
point is,
purist
even
view,
if
it's a different conversation. But
dude, you guys are
they won.
you're okay. Even if I want to say India is the best team in the world, for me, the Champions Trophy is not a marker of it.
It
It
Yeah,
is.
is
yeah.
It shows
It's not
that
for me. It's
Rahul.
not.
it
Rahul,
is, bro.
It's not for
it's
me.
not see, it's not the flagship thing that we should weigh anyone on. I'm not saying okay, if you win the Champions Trophy, you're a successful team. If you don't win the Champions Trophy, you're a failure of a team. It's not the same. Of course, the World Cup is the premier competition, 50 over competition that we all should look for. But our next best option is Champions Trophy. When it comes to the quality of teams playing, it is as close to World Cup or probably even more. Like when it comes to pure quality, it's more like has more quality because you have fewer associate nations playing. So while I'm not saying that Champions Trophy is as important, it is somewhere in
A
the same
marker.
level. Yeah, it is somewhere in the same level. And for a team that has not been able to get like cross that line, I don't think we should take it lightly at all. Like, bro, if we
Bro,
are a
I'll give you
serial
an example,
if
bro.
we are a
Like,
Not
serial
bro,
trophy
saying
winning
take it
team, then
lightly
we
or
have the
not.
luxury to say this. This is like we're going trophyless, we're going on trophy drought. We've never been able to cross the finishing line, and then we're like, you know what? It doesn't really matter. Winning this or losing this does not change. Of course, it should change.
I'm not saying that from a team's perspective that it should be played down. I'm saying this is for me from a fan's perspective.
Yeah,
For me, for
we're
as an
talking from a
India
fan
fan,
perspective, right?
as an India fan, even if India win the Champions Trophy tomorrow, it doesn't change anything for me. Like for me, it of course it's nice to win the Champions Trophy. You feel good about it for whatever period, and you say that India's ODI cricket is doing well. That's it. Like for me,
that's
I
literally
move
it.
on. But for
Yeah,
me,
that's it.
But you
when you
can't
win
say
the
that if
World
you
Cup,
don't win the Champions Trophy, Rahul. That's our
Yeah,
point. You
bro,
can't
my
say that.
point is it doesn't change anything for me. I will still say India playing good ODI cricket even if we don't win the Champions Trophy.
Bro, you
For
can
me,
play the most beautiful football, but if you're not the champions of England, when Arsenal used to do that and at a
yeah.
certain time, what's the point? Like,
That's what
can
I
you say
said.
we were
That's why I
the
said that
best
India will pretty
beautiful
much be the
football
streets
team?
won't
like,
forget
hey,
team.
but I unfortunately from like this the way cricket
We'll
is.
pretty much be the streets won't forget team then.
We won't be the
Bro,
street won't forget team. We're winning. It's not like we're not winning anything.
What are we
you're
winning
not
then?
winning.
We
What is
just
a
won the
trophy to
T20
show
World Cup
what you're
last
winning?
year. We won the
What are we
T20 World Cup
winning?
last year.
What
Bro,
maybe the real trophy we won are the friends we made along the way. Is that it?
so
Bro,
Because
we're
we're
wait,
not
not
Rahul,
saying
okay.
like we're going to win the Champions Trophy. It's not like we're not going to
Bro,
win
bro,
the.
wait,
We're going
wait,
to win the
wait.
Champions Trophy always.
There is no foundation to say we are. But secondly, last two World Test Championship, India's been top of the table both times. They won the most games. They won everything. They went to the
I not
no, no,
once
wait, wait,
said
wait,
India is
wait,
the
wait,
best
wait, wait.
football team.
My
I've
question, wait.
never
They
said
went to
that.
the World Test Championship final. Now,
Yeah.
if they lose it, can you still call India the best Test team in the world?
No, because in my eyes, India have never been the best test team in the world. Like at least for a while. Like
When India were the best Test team in the world, right? Like
at a
technically.
point. Yeah, at a point. Yeah, but
I'm
now
talking
I
at the
think in
point
the
of time,
recent
and I'm not
I'm
talking about
talking
now.
about
I'm
in the
talking about
recent
that
past.
time. Bro, I'm
In
not
the
talking about.
recent past, I'm talking today, or like if considering
Rahul,
the
the
last couple
period
of
where
years,
New
India have
Zealand
not been the
won the
best test team in
WTC
the world.
final, that cycle we were the better test playing side than New
I'm
Zealand.
talking about the last 2 3 years. If the first WTC test
We are
cycle,
talking about that time.
the first WTC test cycle, yes. And even though we lost the final, I would still maintain that India was the best test team around at that
Yeah,
time.
but who won the final, Rahul?
Yeah, that is okay. That is fine. That
So
happens.
that's my point. How can you say we're the best test team and we're not able to win the final?
Yeah,
Like
so that
that's
is a
my whole point.
subjective
But do
thing.
you think Real Madrid can sit and say we're the
Yeah,
best team in Europe without winning the Champions League? Like, can you say that?
it's yeah. I think you can.
So you're
Then we
saying
can
without winning the Premier League, you can say we're the best team in the Premier League,
dude,
and
see,
that's
there's
fine.
obviously a certain thing, a certain connection of success and glory associated with trophies. I understand that.
It
And
That's
is
the
obviously,
biggest,
everyone
Rahul.
plays for trophies. What else do you
Rahul,
play
that's
I
for?
the
agree.
biggest.
I am saying I would love to win the World Cup. I don't think there's a bigger thing than winning the 50 over World Cup. I would love to for India to win the Test
But you're
Championship as
saying
well.
winning a trophy is
I
not a
think
marker.
I
That's
think
what
the
you're
Test
literally
Championship is
saying.
I think the Test Championship is way more prestigious than winning like the Champions Trophy. That's me. That's as a fan. That's my
Bro,
perspective.
but the
To me,
point is,
I
you're
don't.
saying winning the Champions Trophy is not a marker. When it's winning a trophy, you have to put your best mentality. At the end of the day, any team success only marker is a trophy. Whatever it is, whatever trophy it is, if you're Champions Trophy, and the point is, we're not talking like football. Where winning a Carabao Cup is not the same marker as winning a Premier League because they're two different markers, and we can agree there, right? But the whole point is
Why
here
is
you're
that?
playing the
Why is it
same.
two different markers there?
Bro, because you're playing different teams, that you're not playing same Premier League teams or 20 top teams,
Yeah, but
playing them week
if
in,
the
week
good
out.
Premier League teams get
Bro,
through,
you
you
have
play
to,
them.
huh?
But if the good Premier League teams get through, you play
Brother,
them.
you want to use your logic. Are you saying Carabao Cup? And no, no, you as a fan, you know football. If you want me to
Okay.
explain it, it's different. But will you say winning the Carabao Cup last year versus winning the Premier League last year is the same thing?
That is exactly my point. It's the same here.
No, wait,
I
wait,
don't
wait,
think it's the
wait,
same
wait,
thing.
wait,
I
Rahul.
don't think it's
Exactly,
the same
wait.
thing. When you
Exactly.
play,
Wait, can I
yeah,
finish? Exactly. Can I finish? Why do you think it's not the same with Carabao Cup as the Premier League? Because Carabao Cup, you play under 21, a lot of under 21 players. Top teams don't take it seriously. You play more bottom teams. It's a knockout stage. You're playing championship teams. It's not like playing Premier League every year, week in, week out, playing the top 20 teams in England. You come to Champions Trophy versus World Cup. World Cup, you're playing the same teams. I come to Champions Trophy, you're playing the same teams. I don't know playing the World Cup in 2023 versus playing Champions Trophy in 2025. I'm playing the same teams. Look at the New Zealand team. They've lost players to be fair, but it's still the same thing. You look at South Africa, they've got their best 11. Every team has got their best 11. So you can't say there's a huge difference between World Cup and Champions Trophy. And at the end of the day, in cricket, the only time you can show as a nation you're a major nation is winning two tournaments in ODI, right? It's
mm,
either Champions Trophy or ODI World Cup. If you're not able to do both, I can't sit and say I'm the best team in the world. We're the best ODI team. In what sense? In 2011 and 2013, you could say that because
yeah.
you
So that's
won
what I'm
it.
saying. I think we can probably say that we are the best ODI team in the world if we end up winning the 27 World Cup. But even if we win the Champions Trophy, for me, it's not good enough. Like to say that we are the best.
What?
Of course, in my eyes, we are the best.
Bro, you're
But
saying we're already the best, and you're saying if we win the Champions Trophy, it's not good
I
enough.
said,
It
yeah, I
doesn't.
said,
It's so
I
contradictory.
corrected myself and I said, yeah, probably best was a little bit of a stretch because of how good Australia are in ICC tournaments. All I'm saying is, just purely based on the eye test, the kind of cricket India are playing is fantastic. Like, there's
So why
no
are you not going to
doing
replicate
it.
it in the finals? Why can't they do that in the
I
same
think India
difference?
will win. That's what I'm saying. I think India
No,
will
no, no,
win.
no. But see, our whole conversation is if we are the bro, entire itty of my sporting life, I've seen the best team, the best like F1 driver, the best tennis player, the best badminton player, they win the tournaments, right? Like, have you seen a best tennis player going to the finals every year and losing the finals every year, and you still call them the best player? Can you call that the best player? Or can you call it the best team? Like, can we do that? Like, it doesn't make sense in my opinion. If you're the best team in the world, you have to show your best qualities and the highest stage. Highest stage is
So that is what I'm
knockout.
saying. I have agreed. I think Australia is the best white ball team in the world. Like, just because of the success they've had. I'm agreeing. But I'm
But then
saying
you
India
just said
not
India is the best team in
India.
the world. It doesn't make
I
sense.
literally said I'm correcting myself and I say that Australia are the best team in the world, but I don't think India's white ball team is bad at all. Like we are playing some brilliant cricket, and that for me will not change
Nobody is denying
if they
that.
win or lose the Champions Trophy.
Yeah, but not a bad cricketing side,
It's
yeah.
not nothing's going to change, sure, but the narrative of success changes. You can't say we're the best ever to play in
That's
these
as
past
I
2 years
agreed.
of that.
I said I corrected myself, and I think Australia is the best ever white ball team, and even
Bro, but
continues to be the
so
best
are you
ever white
saying
ball team.
so? Will you tell me that in 2023 Australia was the best team in the World Cup that day, like the entire tournament?
No, I said India is the best white ball team, and that was the best team in that tournament.
Yeah, exactly. But who won the World Cup?
Australia. I've already
So
said that
you're
Australia is
literally
the best.
telling you agree that Australia are a better white ball team, and then I ask you in the tournament who are the best team. You say
Yeah,
India.
so
Like
in that tournament, why do I Australia have to be the best team?
what?
Why do Australia have to be the best team in that
I
tournament?
was literally trying to ask you like who do you think is the best team? You told Australia are the best team in ICC tournaments, right?
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
that's
saying in the World
tournaments.
Cup.
That's plural. Like that's multiple across many tournaments.
but they haven't, when you look at it, like they haven't won a World Cup forever. Like the first time they won T20 World Cup was recently. They haven't won Champions Trophy since 2009, which again was more behind than, last time India won Champions Trophy. So you can't just say they're the best. Like recent history shows that India have been there in every final, semi-final till now
So
in
one second,
every
I'm
ODI.
confused. You're saying that Australia is not the best white ball team in the world.
Right now, yeah, I don't think they're the best team.
Okay,
Like we just
who is the
India
best
best.
white ball? Okay, one second, who is the
One
best white
second,
ball
one
team in
second.
the world?
2023 World Cup, Australia also lost just one game, I think, to
Bro,
South Africa in the second
One
group.
second. I need to get this
India
straight.
lost.
So,
They
so,
lost to
so,
India.
so one second, who is the best white ball team in the
Bro,
world
I'll
right
tell
now?
you what I'm trying to say. Like
Oh, yeah, this.
last year, see, in my opinion, last year when I was watching Premier League week in, week out, I know for a fact that my club Arsenal were the best team in
No,
England.
but tell
But
me
I can't sit and say my team was the best team in
who do you
England
think
when
is the
City won the
who do you think is the best white ball team in the world right now?
right now. It is India because it shows they are playing well cricket. But at the end of the day,
Okay,
if I'm an India fan and say I'm the
you're saying
best,
that you're saying that you think that, but you can't say it.
it is a fact. You can't say it until you win trophies because
Okay,
for
so
me,
that is the problem. So that you think it, you know that India is the best white ball team, but you're unable to say it because we don't have the silverware to back it. That's the argument,
that
correct?
is literally what sports is,
Okay,
Rahul.
fine.
What else is sports?
Dude, then that's what I'm saying. So that's how you look at it.
Bro, so
But
are you again? I come back to
we're
the
not
point.
having
Last
an
year,
objective,
wait.
we're not having
Last
an
year, when
objective
Arsenal was
conversation.
winning every game
We're
for
not
fun,
having an objective conversation because you just admitted that you feel like India is the best team, but you can't say it.
no, but you were saying it's okay to not win finals and it's okay to not bite at players and ask them to, start winning a
No, I
big
never said
position.
it's not
No,
okay to win
that is
finals.
literally how the conversation
I
started. You
just
said
said
it's
that the
okay if they
Champions
don't win it.
Trophy, the Champions Trophy to
It's
me is
not
not
okay.
the.
It's never okay not to win a trophy when you're in the finals. Like I don't agree with that mentality at
Okay,
all.
fine,
Like
fair enough.
you
Okay.
can't just say it's okay to play and then not win. If India lose tomorrow, I don't think you can say they are the best team in the world because what is the point?
Mm.
Every marker I see, either if it's a World Cup or a Champions Trophy, they're not winning it. So how can you say they're the best? That's my point.
Mm.
Right now, before the Champions Trophy final, I can say India's the best ODI cricket right now because they're playing good right now. It doesn't mean you're the best if you don't win it. That's the whole point. At the end of the day, you have to do that. Like, what do you say, bro? Like last year in Europe, who do you think was the best team in Europe? Like you have to answer it. You can't just say it's because you're playing good football. You're the
Okay,
best team in
that's what
Europe.
I'm
It
saying.
doesn't.
That is you. There's no you have to answer it. For me, it's my perspective and like
So are you saying it's
regardless of what anyone says, like for me, like the con you have to convince me, and I'm as of now, I'm not convinced simply because of the argument that the best teams play in the Champions Trophy. I understand that. I
Rahul,
completely get that.
so
But
tomorrow, so say God forbid tomorrow New Zealand wins. Okay,
hmm,
how exactly will we be able to say that okay, India have still played better cricket than New Zealand throughout the course of this tournament? They've gone to Pakistan and they've dominated every team in Pakistan. Okay, they came to Dubai and they lost the first game, and then in the final they came back and they won. So on what merit are we going to
no,
sit and say that India?
this tournament alone, I agree. I agree to the extent that New Zealand probably, if they do end up winning it, then New
Hmm,
Zealand definitely did deserve it because they played some wonderful cricket. Like they've comprehensively, like you said, won their games. There's no way I can
yeah,
argue and say that India were the better team. That's what I'm saying.
yeah,
Like
okay, fair. Yeah,
for
that's what.
this
Yeah,
tournament,
you
I
guys are saying
agree with
yeah,
that.
even if like no matter what, India would be the better playing side throughout the tournament. Yeah,
No,
that's what
I'm
you're saying.
saying what I meant was in general. But like this tournament alone, yeah, 100% New Zealand have been brilliant. Like they've
Fair,
been
fair.
too good, and I've literally said Mitch Santner has been outstanding with the ball. Like every game, he has been
But
outstanding with the ball.
exactly, if India wins tomorrow, you can sit and say we won the Champions Trophy, and that's why we are better than New Zealand. But if you lose tomorrow, you can't sit and say we are better than New Zealand when you didn't beat them in the final. That's the whole point of
No, my
trophies, and
point
that's why
is,
you need to win
my point, my
tournaments. Without winning tournaments, you
but
can't
again,
say
like
we're the best. That's my whole point.
I understand that, but again, like for me, like it's simple. It's as simple as the Champions Trophy itself doesn't play that much of a relevance to me, which is why whatever result comes up, it's not going to change my life like at all. But on a World Cup, like for example, it would definitely impact me. That's just me personally. That it's got nothing to do with like anything else. I think it's a very subjective opinion. But yeah, we'll just wrap it up with that. India versus New Zealand final tomorrow, guys, in Dubai. Catch it, and we'll chat about it on Monday. So we'll see where this conversation takes us. Thanks everyone for watching. Please like and share the video. Subscribe to Sports Kabri. We'll see you soon. Bye bye.